Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into MPE Gym here in Monmouth, Oregon, campus of Western Oregon University. Got our second game of a doubleheader for you here in Monmouth. Already have the women's side of the twin bill in the books as the Western Oregon women's basketball team would host Alaska Anchorage. Tough one for the ladies as they would fall for their 13th consecutive game. The Seawolves pulling out the win in that one by a score of 76-48. So game two of our doubleheader, this one, very important one for both of these sides. Men's basketball team for Western Oregon hosting the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. These teams tied currently for fourth place in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference standings at 11-7 each. And neither side has locked up their spot in the conference championships just yet. One of those teams will do it tonight with a win. Both sides need to just go 1-1 over these last two games of the regular season to get their spot in Seattle next week. And one of them will do it tonight with a win. Western Oregon comes in 17-7 overall, 11-7 in conference play. Alaska Anchorage 18-11 overall, 11-7 in conference play. Let's look at the starting five for both sides in this one. We will begin with the Seawolves. Their head coach, Rusty Osborne, is assisted by Ryan Orton and Kyle Fossman. His starting five he's putting on the floor tonight: Nico Bevins, Tyrus Hosley, Tobin Karlberg, Augie Panovich, and Jack McDonald, the five on the floor for Alaska Anchorage. On the other side for Western Oregon, Jalen Richardson, Cameron Cranston, Dalvin Bruce-Shear, Darius Lubaum, and John Morrill-Keeler. Looking to last week, Western Oregon would go 1-1. Heartbreaking loss in overtime in Nampa, Idaho to Northwest Nazarene. Lost 89-87. Had a 10-point win at Central Washington to split the week. And they cut their 4-game winning streak, and they lost that game to NNU. So looking to get back on the winning side of things. The Wolves, best team in the conference at home this year, 8-2 here in Monmouth. Well, Alaska Anchorage is 4-5 on the road. Last time these two teams saw each other, got to go back to the beginning of December. That was back on December 7th in Anchorage. Western Oregon lost in OT to Alaska Anchorage 88-86. We're ready to get this one underway. It'll be John Morrill-Keeler in for the jump for the Wolves as he goes up against Augie Panovich. Panovich at 6'7", Morrill-Keeler at 6'10", so a 3-inch advantage here for the sophomore. Western Oregon wearing their home whites. Alaska Anchorage in their road greens. They'll move from right to left across the screen as we get this thing underway. Panovich able to win the jump despite 3 inches less. And the Seawolves with the basketball to start this game. Officials for this one: Jeff Flowers, Reed Schooler, and Davis Torgerson. First three put up, no good. And it'll be Western Oregon basketball for the first time as Darius Lubaum will bring it across half court. Lubaum waiting for something to develop. He'll bounce it in for Cranston. Cam's had some big games as of late. Gets his man in the air. Now looks to get past him. He's able to lay it up and in. He's patient, waits for the defender to get off balance before he's able to find a little room for the lay-in. Western Oregon with the first lead of this game, getting a point here in the opening minute. The top side three. That one's no good. A try from Tobin Karlberg, a sophomore playing for his hometown school. Makes his home in Anchorage. Angle three try by Cranston off, but an offensive rebound, so another try here for Western Oregon. Jalen Richardson now holding in the corner. He's going to get a screen. Draws a double team, tries the three anyway. Can't get it. Hosley pass back to Karlberg. Now bringing it to the top side is McDonald. Looks to dump underneath. He's able to get it into Panovich. Stripped away by Richardson. He's got the steal. 2-on-3 now for Western Oregon. And they'll slow it up as they get it back to the top side. Dalvin Bruce-Shear for three. Leaves it short. Put back by John Morrill-Keeler. Big man down low. Picks up the rebound. And the points. Already a couple of rebounds in the books for John. There's a three try. This is Bevins, and he'll hit. Nico Bevins, one of a handful of seniors for this Alaska Anchorage team. Division I transfer. Actually makes his home here in Oregon. He's out of Beaverton. His first collegiate stop was at the Division I University of Montana. which has a couple of Oregon ties. Current Oregon State head coach Wayne Tinkle, the former head coach out there for the Grizzly. Only a couple of seasons deep now for the Beavers. That floater in the lane comes off for Dalvin Bruce here. 4-3 our score, Wolves leading. Ricochets out of bounds, latch touched by Western Oregon, so it's going to stay on this end. 17:22 left to play here in the first half. Wolves already got 6 shots off. Alaska Anchorage has only been able to get off 3 to this point. Handoff in the corner for Hosley. Now Panovich goes to the hoop. Going to get fouled by Richardson. Jalen picks up his first and sends Panovich to the line. Only international player, actually one of 2 make it for Alaska Anchorage. Augie Panovich out of Kovan, Serbia. .67 forward out of the Balkans. The other being Jack McDonald. So both of the international players in the starting lineup, Jack's out of Melbourne, Australia. And both had previous collegiate experience in the States, with Panovich playing at Utah State Eastern and McDonald at Ohlone in California. Panovich makes both of his free throws to give the Seawolves their first lead at 5-4 the score. Richardson getting into the lane, rolling it in. 6-5, Western Oregon back up by 1. Well, first time that the Wolves had to face the Alaska teams, it was the very first week of conference play of the season for them, so they now see them again here in the final week of conference play. Topside 3 by Cranston. That'll pop out. Drive by Carlberg won't go. His shot gets deflected on the layup. Richardson, angle 3. No good. Another 3 try by Western Oregon. They're 0 of 5 from deep to start this game. Not being able to find their long-range shooting just yet. Going to have immediate timeout at the next dead ball as we get under the 16-minute mark. Pass into the corner. Panovich has his 3-point try deflected by Morrill Keeler. So we come the other way. Blue bomb. Bounce out. Morrill Keeler for 3. Just a little bit strong. Pass inside, Panovich. As the big men go at it. Works himself into the paint. Gets Morrill Keeler in the air, but didn't want to go for the layup on the other side. Is able to hook it in nonetheless. Seawolves extending their lead to 3. Lubom. Drive to the hoop. Gets past the big man and lays it in. First points tonight for Darius. So 8 points, all coming from different players in this game for Western Oregon. 4 different players with a field goal so far. Hand off for McDonald. Now a drive, going with the right hand. Now as Hosley can't get it to go. Dalvin Brushear will get the drive to the hoop. Western Oregon getting it done at the bucket so far, and already all 5 of their starters have scored in this game. 10-9, Western Oregon back up by 1. 14.5 minutes left here in the first half of play. Lubom on the basketball. Pass in, Panovich going back to work. Draws a double team. Looks for the open man. Hosley is going to draw a body as Jalen Richardson will be called for his second foul, and that will take us into the timeout. 14-13 left to play here in the first half. Wolves leading by 1. 10-9 our score on Woo TV. 10-9 the score, Western Oregon leading by 1. 14-13 left to play here in the first half. Wolves off to a quiet start from three-point range. They are shooting 5 of 6 inside of the arc, but 0 of 6 outside of it. So a 41.7% overall field goal mark. Flat 0 from three-point range. 2 points each from each of their starters. Already 2 fouls on Jalen Richardson, so they'll have to watch that. On the other side for Anchorage, 37.5% from the field, 3 for 8, 1 for 3 from deep. They got 4 points already from Augie Panovich. 5 rebounds very quickly for John Morrow-Keeler on the other side for Western Oregon. A couple of subs in here for the Wolves. Zach Bauer and Emmanuel Gant in for the first time. Last time we were at home, we didn't see Bauer too much. Got very limited play. So this is an early entrance into this ball game for him. And really a matchup thing. Is Bauer defensively going to match up really well with this team just as far as the size and length of Alaska Anchorage. This is going to be his bread and butter. So we'll see how he does in this one. Nico Bevins able to get on the board with that 3. It's now a 12-10 ball game. Alaska Anchorage back up by a pair. Cranston. 3 left short. Cam's 0 for 3 from deep in this game. Already 6 minutes expired. A very important contest for both sides. In case you missed it, whoever wins this game will guarantee their spot in the GNAC Championships next week in Seattle. Seattle Pacific will be hosting in Upper Queen Anne. Be a 6-team tournament. 1 and 2 seeds get a bye in the first round. And the winner go home bracket. 3 wins. You become conference champion, get an automatic berth in the West Regional Championships. Offensive rebound for Cranston after the miss on the 3 from the corner. He'll lay it up and in. 4 points in the game for the sophomore. Back to even, 12 points aside. Here's Tyler Brimhall, a senior from Logan, Utah. Gives it off for Carlberg, who's able to hit the 3. Back out to a 3-point lead. Seawolves matching their largest advantage yet. Lubom driving. Layup from the left side, can't go. Another putback for Cranston.
Switch up, White, switch up.
Cam doing a nice job on the offensive boards to now get himself 6 points. Wolves trailing by 1 in a crucial basketball game. Last time these two teams saw each other, went to overtime. Played dead even in the first half and second half in Anchorage. Angle 3, another one good. This one down for Jack McDonald. Neither team led by too much. Alaska Anchorage had as large as a 10-point lead in that game. Western Oregon up by as many as 7, so neither team was running away with it. And Anchorage pulling out the OT win. Western Oregon has been 0-4 in OT this year. Bevins hits the 3, count the bucket, he gets fouled. So a chance for a 4-point play for Nico Bevins. And that'll take us to another media timeout. 21-14, Seawolves opening up a lead. 11:42 left to play here in the first half on Woo TV.
Ray is a father, a husband, a soldier, and he recently completed his master's degree online from Western Oregon University. WOU offered what Ray needed to succeed: accessibility, a graduate assistantship, low tuition rates. Whether you're a parent, working full-time, or traveling the world protecting our country, you can finish your master's degree. Western Oregon University online graduate programs, anywhere, anytime.
21-14 our score. Alaska Anchorage leading Western Oregon with 11:42 left to play here in the first half. 5 of 8 shooting from 3-point range to open for the Seawolves, while Western Oregon 0 of 8. That has been a big difference here early on. Already 3 made 3-pointers for Nico Bevins. He's got a quick 9 points to lead all scorers in this game. And it takes us into the second media timeout of the first half. On top of that, Alaska Anchorage still yet to commit a foul. 3 for Western Oregon. Haven't seen one yet for the Seawolves. Bevins is going to have a chance for a 4-point play coming out of this timeout. He hit a three-pointer, was fouled by Lubom in the process. That was a first on Darius. So here's Bevins to get to double figures extremely quickly in this game. Looking at the leading scorers of this season for Alaska Anchorage, Nico Bevins, 13.2 points a game. That's been second most on the team behind Augie Panovich, who's averaging just about 15 points a night. And Anchorage, 4 players for their 5 starters averaging in double figures in scoring, and Jack McDonald not far behind at 9.2. So a very balanced attack from UAA. They will press as Salinas tries to get it across half court, and just does as Bruce Shear with just a second left is able to get it across. A little alley-oop for Emmanuel Gantz. Nice little back and forth there for the quick bucket. 22-16 score. Lead's been as many as 8 for UAA. Bounce to the outside for Bevins. Just checking in Tyler Brimhall. Passing it off, running the baseline, getting the bucket and fouled. Jack McDonald, so another and one coming. We're going to see Tyreek Price check in as that's going to be the first foul on Zach Bauer, and he'll come out. Price coming in. Riley Hamilton, Tony Salinas into the game for Western Oregon. Some early trouble here for the Wolves. That makes it a 9-point lead for Alaska Anchorage, 25-16. 11 minutes left here in half number 1. Crucial game for both of these sides. Only 2 teams so far this year have been able to secure a season sweep over Western Oregon. That's been Seattle Pacific and Northwest Nazarene. Charging called as Gant gets hit with the offensive foul. Emmanuel picking up his first. That's 5 fouls on Western Oregon now in the first half. So Wolves going to press as well.
This will be 5-0. They haven't fouled us yet.
Getting the ball in, it's going to be McDonald to try and break the press. Goes back and forth with Amari Hale, who just checked in. See Wolves able to get it across. Now into the corner, Brimhall. Passing it back. Now Bevins up top. A lot of quick movement in this offense for the Seawolves. Pass into the paint. Good handoff for Brimhall to lay it in. First points tonight for Tyler Brimhall. The lead moves to 11, 27-16 Seawolves. Western Oregon, again, efficient on the inside. Haven't been able to get the three-point shooting going. There's another miss. That's the 9th straight miss to start this game from 3 for Western Oregon. Darius Lubom's got to come back to the table. He'll be in at the next dead ball. Angle 3 try. Takes a bounce off. Carl Bird can't hit that, and that would have been a huge one for the Seawolves. That would have moved their lead to 14 here in the early going. Brushear gets a bucket, and he's fouled. Western Oregon trying to cut down this UAA momentum. Really needed that one, and Dalman will head to the line. So Lubom back in. He'll check in for Salinas. Dalman gets the first one. Makes it a 3-point play. First free throw taken in this game for Western Oregon. That was the first foul committed by UAA to this point. Bevins up ahead for Hosley. And that'll be an easy layup for Brimhall as the Seawolves break the press. Hamilton. Pass over now into the corner for Brushear. He likes the one-on-one. He backs down McDonald. Price up top for 3. Pops out. Left it just a bit short. 10-point lead for Alaska Anchorage. Make it 0 for 10 now from deep to start this game for Western Oregon. Hosley for 3. Senior continues to expand the Seawolves lead. Good bounce pass on the baseline. Bruschier to Gant with a no-look reverse. Very tough shot for Emmanuel Gant there that he's able to get go. Brimhall, a lot of movement on the outside. Anchorage shooting 61% from the field, 60% from three-point range right now. Their lead is 11, been as many as 13. Keep passing. McDonald in the corner. That three is off. Bruschier trying to save it, throws it right back to Bevins, who will lay it in. Nico Bevins, 12 points already in this game, 3 rebounds. Hamilton running the baseline, gets it to go, and it's fouled. Another three-point opportunity here for the Wolves. That's going to go on Brimhall, looks like, picking up the foul. And that will send us into the media timeout. 8 minutes on the button left in the first half. Western Oregon in some trouble. They're down 11, 34-23, our score here on Woo TV. .23 our score. Alaska Anchorage leading Western Oregon. 8 minutes left in the first half of play. Western Oregon still trying to get their three-point shooting going. Still shooting 45.8% from the field. So they're getting it done on the inside at an incredible clip. They are 11 of 14 inside of the three-point line. Have not hit a three-pointer yet in the game, however. 6 points for Cameron Cranston leads the way for Western Oregon scoring. Riley Hamilton, chance at a three-point play here. He got the baseline layup and was fouled by Tyler Brimhall on that last play.
You got one. You got to get out of here.
So here's Hamilton for one. Try and get it back to a 10-point ball game. And he will. As Hamilton will check out immediately following the shot, as Cameron Cranston is back onto the floor. Both sides of the full court press. Here's Panovich backing down his man into the paint, goes with the right, and he gets it. Gantz, topside three, pops off. Fighting for the rebound is Bruschier, out-muscled by Panovich. He loses his dribble in the backcourt, has to call a timeout. He couldn't find an open man. So the Wolves able to force the Seawolves to call an unwanted timeout. They've got 3 left in the ball game, and that'll take us into a quick pause. 7:28 left in the first half. 12-point ball game, 36-24 Seawolves here on Woo TV.
I've always had a struggle. It's made me strong, made me who I am. I am a student athlete.
It's one thing to say you're an athlete. It's another to push yourself, to improve. I am a student athlete.
I always do more. Eat healthier, dream bigger. I am a student athlete.
I never take winning for granted. Every winner faces failure. I never quit. I am a student athlete.
.36-24 our score. Darius Lubom with the steal coming out of the timeout. Western Oregon in transition the other way. Bruschier pulling it back out outside of the arc. Pass inside, Morrow Keeler for the layup, and he gets fouled. Good feed inside from Emmanuel Gant. That will send Morrow Keeler to the line. Great ball movement there to find the post in the paint. So this is to get back into single digits, the deficit.
Don't matter who you start on.
John Morrill Keeler hits a free throw. 3 trips to the line for the Wolves. All have been on and one opportunities. They trail 36-27 here with 7:06 left in the first half. Bevins, top side 3. That one will pop off. Gantz there for the rebound. Brushear driving inside. That opens up Lubomb. He'll try a 3. That one can't go.
Ran into his stomach, man.
12 straight misses from 3 now for the Wolves. Hosley asking for a high screen. Can't get the switch. Passes off Carlberg. Now here's Bevins. Carlberg getting defended by Gantz. Top side 3, Cranston. Off. Morrill Keeler offensive rebound. Put back is good. 7.6 rebounds now in this game for John Morrill Keeler. Well on his way to a double-double here in the first half. But chipping away. 6 straight points now for the Wolves. 36-29 the score. That was going to be on Morrill Keeler. He gets dinged for his first. That's going to be his 6th on Western Oregon, so it'll be at least single bonus the rest of the way in the first half for UAA. They'll get an inbound underneath their own bucket. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hosley looking to get it in. Finds Panovich. Waits for a man to hand off to. Gets it out to Hosley. They go back and forth. Spin to the baseline. Gets 2 men in the air, but blocked anyway. Gets his own rebound. Put back is off, and eventually Emmanuel Gant has it. 2nd rebound of the night for him. Gant across half court running the point. Brushear in the corner. Near side 3. He'll hit it. So it takes until the 14th try from deep before Western Oregon gets a 3-pointer down, but that's now made it a 2-possession game. 36-32 the score. That one to get it right back. That 3 won't go. Morrill Keeler fights for his 7th board. Here's Brushear. Goes up with it. Layup can't go. Put back for Gantz. And now it is a 2-point game. Western Oregon on a run. An 11-0 run to be precise. 5:04 left in the first half. Alaska Anchorage needs time. 36-34 our score here on Woo TV. 36-34 our score. 5:04 left to play in the first half. Western Oregon on an 11-0 run to get back within 2. And the Seawolves having some trouble all of a sudden stopping the Wolves. And Alaska Anchorage having to call another timeout. So they've already only got 2 left in this game, as Panovich had to call one in the backcourt early on. And Panovich does deliver that layup to try and stop the bleeding. Layup, Cranston will get it to go. Still a 2-point ball game. Perhaps Western Oregon getting a little bit of a wake-up call here in the first half, getting down big pretty quickly, battling back. Panovich loses it, loose ball, pulled in by Oswego. Panovich on the pick and roll, he'll dunk it with 2 hands. 10 points for Augie Panovich. 40-36 score. Bounce pass inside for Morrow Keeler. Hook with the left. It's no good. Knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Gant. And that will take us into the immediate timeout. Another stoppage of play here in the first half. 3:46 left in the opening 20 minutes. 4-point ball game. Seawolves up 40-36 on Woo TV.
Did you know that Western Oregon Athletics is on demand? That's right. You can watch Wolves on the field, in the gym, or on the track anytime, anywhere online. Go to woowolves.com, click on the Wolves live video, and you're in the Western Oregon Games Central portal. Select on demand and choose from any of the D2 men's and women's athletics shown live on Woo TV. Games Central is your window to Western Oregon athletics. Go Wolves!
3:46 left in the first half. Alaska Anchorage leading Western Oregon 40-36, our score. Wolves getting 8 points each out of Cam Cranston, Dalvin Brugere, 7 points from John Morrow Keeler, and 6 from Emmanuel Gant. Morrow Keeler, 7.7 rebounds already, well on his way to a double-double. On the other side for the Seawolves, 12 from Nico Bevins, including 9 points from deep, 3 rebounds as well for the senior, 10 points from Panovich, 4 rebounds for him. Looking at the total rebounds in this game, Western Oregon a 3-rebound advantage, 17-14 in the category. Big advantage on offensive boards, 6-2. It's turned into 10 second chance points for them. Also gotten 30 of their 36 points in the paint as they try and battle back from this big deficit. Trailing by 4 right now. Had it within 2 just a couple minutes ago. Alaska Anchorage with the basketball, trying to move it back out to a 3-possession ball game. Can do that with a 3. Bounce pass inside for Panovich. Draws a double team. Goes around it anyway and scores. Lays it up over the top of Morrow Keeler. Lubaum waiting for the high handoff from Brugere. They start to run a weave up top. Brugere going to get fouled. That's McDonald picking up his first. Sub back in. Brimhall is in for Panovich. It's a little bit smaller lineup. For Alaska Anchorage, don't have anyone out there taller than 6'6" right now. And you look at the other side for Western Oregon, they got Gant at 6'6", Morrow Keeler at 6'10", Cranston at 6'6". A lot more size on the floor for Western Oregon right now. 4-point ball game, 42-38 our score. Driving in, McDonald gets rebuffed. Carlberg for 3. His second made 3-pointer, he's got 8. Lead back out to 7 for the Seawolves. Under 2.5 left in the first half. Gant going to get fouled on his way up. That one's going to go against Carlberg, who will be hit with his second foul. 15th foul on UAA. So Emmanuel Gant to the line for a pair of free throws. His first trip to the stripe in this game. Western Oregon, best free throw shooting team in the conference, 82% as a team at the line. Also tops in the GNAC in offensive production, averaging 86 points a game. First in scoring margin, averaging a win of over 10 points a night. First in steals, first in turnover margin, and 3-point percentage. And a very good offensive team this season. They trail by 5 late in the first half. Both sides putting up a lot of points here in the opening half. Bevins on the outside. Traveling violation called. Gant goes hurtling in to Bevins, but fortunately for him, the traveling violation called before he got there, so he is spared the foul. And that turnover will be number 4 on UAA. Western Oregon's only turned over the ball once here in the first half. That's been huge to keep them close, despite the tough shooting from deep. Cranston on the outside, able to get some room between him and his man, lays it in. Cam Cranston's got 10 to lead Western Oregon in scoring. 4 players with at least 8 in this game for the Wolves. They're back within possession. 3-point ball game. Deep 3 by Hosley. Pops out. Chance to tie with a 3 now for the Wolves. 1:23 left in the opening half.
Look in!
Bounce pass inside from Morrow Keeler. He's going to get fouled by Hale. First on Hale, and it's going to be 1 and 1 coming, I believe. No, that'll just be the 6th on UAA. So both sides 16 fouls right now. Western Oregon, they got there about the 6:45 mark. So it's been about 5 minutes since they committed a foul in this game. Lubomb, move it inside, step back, long 2, no good. Just over a minute left. Wolves close to closing the gap. Need a stop here. Hosley caught in the corner. Opens up Bevins. To the outside, Brimhall will drive. Floater with the right hand, no good, and he's going to commit the foul on Lubomb. So Brimhall his second on the loose ball foul. And it sends Darius to the line. Chance to make it a 1-point game if he hits these 2. Darius Lubomb 2 points, 2 rebounds so far. And he will be the 5th separate Western Oregon player to get to the free throw line. And they've only taken 5 free throws in this game. So 1 and 1 coming for the junior guard. Now looking at the Wolves situation right now, right in the hunt for a GNAC Conference Championship spot, likely to happen. Currently 10th in the West Region rankings. So as far as a berth in the NCAA tournament is concerned, they need to be in the top 8 in the West Region rankings come the end of this season to get there. Right now, it looks like they absolutely have to win these last 2 regular season games and then make a really good push in the conference championships at the very least, and even then it might not be enough. Because they have NNU sitting in the 9th spot, Western Washington in the 8th spot. 4 on the shot clock for UAA. Brimhall fakes a 3 in the corner. He's going to get fouled. They're going to say on the ground. So he'll go to the line for 1 and 1. Wolves knew he needed to get a shot off, so they get airborne. And Brimhall able to draw the foul. So Seawolf's not going to put anyone in the paint. As Brimhall hits the first. There's going to be 17.3 seconds on the clock for Western Oregon. Brimhall will hit them both. 3 to tie it. Going into the break as the Wolves can get the last shot of the first half. Played dead even with UAA up in Anchorage in the first half last time. It was 30-30 at the break. Here's Lubomb. And a drive gets blocked by Bevins. No shot. It's going to be attempted by Jack McDonald. So Alaska Anchorage on the road will take an advantage into halftime. 47-44 our score as the teams head into the locker room. We're going to take a 15-minute pause. When we come back, second half of action here in the second game of our doubleheader in Monmouth. Western Oregon needing to come back from their halftime deficit on Woo TV. Three-point ball game at the half, 47-44, Alaska Anchorage leading Western Oregon University. Let's take a look at the first half stats in this one. Seawolves 53% shooting from the floor, 47.4% on the other side for Western Oregon. Just had 1 made three-pointer, and there it was from Dalvin Brushear, who was 1 of 2 from deep in the first half. They missed their first 13 3-pointers in the opening half of play. Cameron Cranston with that finger roll got himself to 10 points. He leads the Wolves in scoring at the break. For the sophomore, 10 points, 4 rebounds on 5 of 10 from the field. On the other side, Nico Bevins has a dozen, so does Augie Panovich. As you see, Wolves will have a 3-point advantage going into the second half. They were 7 of 15 from deep in the ballgame. Western Oregon did have the rebounding advantage, 18-16 over UAA. Also a 14-point advantage on points in the paint as they were getting it done inside. So outside of the 3-point shooting, not a lot of real big statistical differences or anomalies between these two teams. In fact, the Wolves, as you look up and down the line, would expect to have the advantage looking at all of the other statistics, but that 3-point shooting has really been a thorn in their side in this one. So as we get set for the second half of play, a look around the rest of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference on the final week of the regular season. Seeing what's going on in other men's action. Central Washington is at St. Martin's in a very important game for Central Washington. Got to win that one to stay alive in their hunt for a conference championship spot. Northwest Nazarene visits Seattle Pacific. They already have their spot in the tourney locked up, but seeding is still a big question mark at this point. Western Washington is at MSUB, and Alaska Fairbanks is just up in Portland visiting the Concordia Cavaliers. So plenty of important games around the conference here this evening, but perhaps none more important than this one. Winner of this is guaranteed a spot in the GNAC Championships. Western Oregon basketball coming into the second half. Nice little alley-oop. Cranston from Bruce Shear, who will lay it up and in to immediately make it a 1-point ball game. So the Wolves delivering a bucket on their first possession of the second half. 47-46 the score. Starters on the floor for both sides. John Morrow Keeler approaching a double-double in this game. Finished the first half 9 points, 7 rebounds. So he is right there for what would be a very quick double-double could he get there. Layup for Alaska Anchorage as we go back and forth. UAA leading this game by as many as 13. Lubomb bouncing it inside. Morrow Keeler gets himself to the left block, lays it in. Hosley, guarded by Lubomb, step back for a deep three, can't get it to go, loose ball, eventually knocked away by Cranston, 2-on-1, can't bounce pass for Lubomb, lays it in. Western Oregon back on top for the first time in over 15 minutes as they get up 50-49. Nice transition bucket there for the Wolves. McDonald swinging it near side, now bounce in for Panovich. Gets Morrow Keeler in the air with the fake and spins around him to lay it in. Panovich has had some really nice post moves down low. That is why he has been the leading scorer for this team all season. 51-50. Shaping up to be a tight game just like we saw in Anchorage again. Last time these two teams faced off, went to overtime. Lubomb dumping it inside for Bruce Shear. Dalvin wants the one-on-one. Gets over the top of Carlberg to lay it in. Dalvin Bruce Shear for a dozen in the game. He's 5 of 8 from the field. Exciting basketball with both teams shooting over 50% now. Just efficient offenses. And that's been the name of the game. McDonald looking to get it to Panovich on the pick and roll. Gets the switch. Panovich into the paint. And with the mismatch is able to easily lay that in. He continues to up his offense. He's having a huge game. Bounce pass inside for Bruce Shear. They're going to continue to go after that one-on-one. Morrow Keeler draws a foul. It's going to be the second on Panovich as he runs the baseline. First foul of the second half. 17:04 left in the ball game. So a chance still to take the number 2 seed in the conference tournament for both of these teams. Now, theoretically speaking, Western Washington has a 2-game lead over both of them, but if for whatever reason they lost both of these games, and one of these teams went 2-0, that would jump them into the tie for Western Oregon. They win that tiebreaker over Western Washington. Cannot speak to Alaska Anchorage. Richardson going off the glass, can't get it, but his putback is good. (54-53). We've traded buckets pretty much this entire 3.5 minutes of the second half. Hosley thinking about the deep three, and he is a guy not afraid to take that shot 4 or 5 feet back behind the arc. Panovich cross court. Bevins, angle three can't go. Blue bomb in transition is 3. Just short. Remains a 1-point Western Oregon lead. The all-time series between these two teams has been dominated by Alaska Anchorage. 15-23 Western Oregon's record against UAA all-time. Panovich going to get fouled on the layup. He'll have 2 free throws coming. But first, we are going to get a media timeout. 15:53 left to play in the game. Wolves up by 1. 54-53 our score here on Woo TV. (54-53) the score. Western Oregon up by 1. 15:53 left to play in the first half. It'll be Augie Panovich at the free throw line coming out of the timeout. Chance to give Alaska Anchorage the lead back with 2 made free throws. So far in this game for Panovich, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8 of 11 from the field. And he's 2 of 2 at the free throw line, so his second trip to the stripe. Panovich to tie it up. Hits the first after several bounces off of the iron. UAA heading to Concordia on Saturday for their final regular season game. And then likely both these teams will make their way to Seattle next week for the GNAC Championships, but again, not guaranteed. They both just need to go 1-1 this week to get there. This has been such a tight conference race this year. Traveling violation called on Morrill Keeler. That's going to be just a second turnover on Western Oregon. Done an outstanding job of taking care of the basketball so far in this game. Now, we haven't really seen a lot of turnovers either side. Only 3 for UAA. Both sides doing a good job taking care of it. There's a 4th for UAA as Cranston steps in front of the pass for the steal. Cam now into the corner for Jalen Richardson. Running the baseline. Layup can't go. Morrill Keeler. Put back is off. A couple chances there for the Wolves. Couldn't make it happen. 1-point ball game. McDonald gonna get blocked. Here's Bruce Shear with Richardson to his right. Jalen for 3, buries it. Wolves up by 2 on the made 3-pointer by Jalen Richardson. Gives the senior 7 points. Gonna be senior night here in Monmouth on Saturday, honoring Jalen Richardson, Dallin Brushear, and Riley Hamilton, who will all be playing their final home game of collegiate basketball. Near side 3 by Tobin Carlberg will go. Get to see Wolves back up by 1. Brushear has trouble with the dribble. Loose ball on the ground. Tip to the outside. Cranston's got it. There's Dalvin near side. Moves his man forward. Step back three. Nasty footwork there from Dalvin Brushear. Lead back to 2 for the Wolves. Bevins has been quiet so far in the second half. Hosley fakes a 3. Step to his left. Plenty of time, and he'll hit it. Got to hit that when you get that much time, and he does. Tyrus Hosley's got all 6 of his points from beyond the arc. So now team's trading threes. John Morrow Keeler. The outside for Cranston. Wolves trailing by 1. Shot clock at 10. Dalvin looking to make it happen. Pass inside for Morrow Keeler. Gets blocked. We're staying on this end. Amari Hale just checked back into the game for UAA. Emmanuel Gant comes in for Jalen Richardson on the other side for Western Oregon. So here's Lubaum to inbound. Here's looking for something. Gets it to Morrow Keeler. Lubaum takes a quick 3. Can't catch anything. Didn't have much time as the shot clock was down in just a few seconds. So they get a shot off, but it won't go. Sea Wolves with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Hosley bounces it back out. Panovich thought about the top side 3. And then traveling violation call as Panovich takes a couple. Extra steps. And real frustrated with himself. Brimhall will check in for him as a result. Lubaum comes off. Tony Salinas back in for Wu. Movement back to Salinas up top. Bounce in, Morrow Keeler going to get fouled as Hosley reaches in on him. And another big size mismatch right now on the floor for Western Oregon, especially now you bring back on the 6'6" Hamilton. Comes in for Cranston. You got a fairly big 5 on the floor for Western Oregon, just not so the case for Anchorage. Gant able to get himself to the hoop. 62-61 the score, then a whistle on the far side. Fouls on Riley Hamilton. Well, it looks like a little chatter going back and forth between the head coaches. Is Rusty Osborne. I'd have to talk with head coach Wes Pfeiffer. He's given his piece of his mind to far side official. Osborne takes the time to say to him, not even close. Morrow Keeler pokes it away, then gets fouled by McDonald. A good steal there for John Morrow Keeler. Here's Zach Bauer checking into the game for John. Western Oregon holding on to a slight 1-point lead. 62-61 the score. Salinas waiting for something. Gives it off to Hamilton. Looks like a little miscommunication on exactly what set play is getting run here. Gant on the outside, faking the 3. Knocked back by the hash. Shot clock at 3. Gant able to get it off. Catches iron, but can't get it to go. And McDonald will track it down. Under 12 minutes left in the ball game. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. Pass inside for Hosley. Lay it in with the right hand. Wolves with 3 timeouts left. Alaska Anchorage has 2. Salinas dumping it inside for Gantz. Opens up Bruce Shear. His 3 won't go. And traveling violation going to be called on Hosley. Another traveling on Alaska Anchorage. That's their 7th turnover. And that will send us into the media timeout. 11:08 left in the ball game. We got a close one. Alaska Anchorage 63, Western Oregon 62 here on Woo TV.
Did you know Western Oregon University offers one of the best tuition discounts in the Western Undergraduate Exchange? While some schools limit the majors that WUI students can enroll in or offer just a few WUI slots for elite applicants, Western Oregon gives a reduced tuition rate to all qualifying out-of-state students and doesn't limit academic programs. Plus, WUI students can still earn Western Oregon scholarships. Visit wou.edu/WUI to learn more.
(63-62) the score. Alaska Anchorage leading by 1. 11:08 left to play in the game. As we've seen very back and forth start to the second half in this one. It's been essentially trading buckets the entire time. It was a 3-point spread to start the second half. Both sides have held leads. It'll be Western Oregon basketball coming out of the timeout. Traveling violation on UAA sent us into the timeout. And the Wolves still holding that turnover number so low. 2 turnovers in this game. Really incredible number. Only committed 1 in the first half. Now, looking at their season, fewest turnovers Western Oregon's had in the game this season is 8. They've done it on 2 occasions. Last time was actually against Alaska Anchorage. Well, one of the 2 times was against Alaska Anchorage. The other time was at MSUB. So interestingly, their 2 lowest turnover totals have been on the road this season. Free throw line jumper for Gant can't go. He has his own rebound. Off the glass, layup off. Couple opportunities there, but Emmanuel can't get either to go. Western Oregon on the floor. Bauer, Salinas, Bruce Shear, Gantz, and Hamilton. There's a steal for Riley Hamilton. 1-on-2. He wants to go the whole way with it. Goes with the left hand. That's off. Salinas trapped in the corner. Moves it back to the outside. Alvin Bruce Shear. Bounce pass. That's going to hit off the Seawolves. Is that baseline official? The Western Oregon inbound pass. 17 on the shot clock. Dump to the top side for Riley Hamilton. Hamilton with the left hand. Gets a tough lay-in to go. 7 points off the bench for Riley. That's 15 total bench points in this game for Woo. All coming from Hamilton and Gantz. 7 and 8 respectively. Hosley gets his layup to go. Lead changes in this game. That total getting up there. 18 lead changes now. Back and forth and back and forth. Only been tied once. Bauer, kind of double team. Goes cross court for Bruce Shear. Dalvin on the baseline. Bodies up for a solid lay-in. He's got 17. He's already up to his seasonal average in scoring. 9 minutes left to play as these 2 teams continue to duke it out. Somehow an 11% advantage right now in field goal shooting, as there's an offensive foul called on Hosley. His second. Here's Jalen Richardson checking back into the game. Darius Lubaum in as well. Salinas and Bruce Shear will be the 2 to come off. So Darius will run the point. Yeah, I think he just got away with a traveling violation. He was having a conversation with that referee, so the referee didn't notice as a result. Darius carried it 2 or 3 steps. Somehow goes without getting called for that travel. Lucky on that one. That would have been a tough turnover. No one around you, he just happened to be talking, so that's why he didn't start the dribble. Panovich has it tipped out by Hamilton. Stays UAA basketball, 7 on their shot clock. Morrill Keeler back in for Bauer.
Pitch, nothing over the top, nothing over the top.
So here's Hale to inbound. He gets it to Panovich. Shot clock down to 5. Got to make something happen pretty quickly. Hale steps to his left for 3. Doesn't draw anything. Numbers here for the Wolves. 3 on 2. Bounce pass for Richardson. His layup will go. Western Oregon now up by 3 with a fast break bucket for Jalen Richardson. 68-65, just over 8 minutes left. Hosley, he's got 10 in the game. Goes back and forth with Panovich. Double team on Panovich. And eventually a foul called. Hamilton going to draw it? I think. And it will be on Hamilton, who picks up his second and sends us into the media timeout. 7:49 left in the second half of play. Western Oregon leading by 3. 68-65 our score here on WU TV.
We are Wolves.
(68-65) our score. Western Oregon leading Alaska Anchorage by 3. Here's a little wrench in the spokes. Montana State Billings beating Western Washington just a few minutes ago. So with that, should Western Oregon win this game, they will be within 1 game of second place in the GNAC standings. That's a big win for the Yellow Jackets. So they are able to top Western Washington at home. And now Vikings are going to have to finish the season with Simon Fraser. Final score of that game, 86-81, MSUB getting the win. So that's good news for both of these teams. Western Oregon trying to hold on for a win here as they continue to compete for the 2 seed. Still very much alive for it. There's a miss for Bevins. He's yet to score in the second half after 12 points in the opening 20 minutes of play. Deep 3 for Hamilton, leaves it short. Offensive board for Luba. Off to Richardson. Another 3 try. This one down. Big bucket for Jalen Richardson. He's got 12 now. Western Oregon up by 6, their largest lead yet. Wolves trying to pull away late. Certainly have momentum moving in their favor. Carlberg. Bevins for 3. He'll hit it. That's his first bucket of the second half. Nico Bevins now with 15 points. And the Seawolves going to need him to step up offensively too here in the second half. Back to a 3-point ball game. Gantz on the baseline, loses it out of bounds. That'll be the 3rd turnover on Western Oregon. Still an incredibly sharp number at over 21, actually make it over 23 minutes of play. And only 3 turnovers to this point. McDonald backing it up. Panovich into the paint. Carlberg, angle 3, gets it, back to tied. 6 straight points from Alaska Anchorage. as they get back-to-back threes. Makes it a 71 all ball game. Hamilton, Morrow Keeler takes a long hang on the rim before it rolls off. UAA chance to reclaim the lead. Bevins in the corner. Hosley bounces it across. Carlberg, no good. Gantz, long pass up ahead for Hamilton in transition, dunks it. Good find for Emmanuel Gantz. Riley Hamilton now with 9, and Gant picks up his 4th assist. Lead is 2 for the Wolves. Poked away. This time Hamilton for Gantz. Has it knocked away by Carlberg. Wolves hold on to possession, however. Now Richardson going up with it. Oh, what a tough shot. Runs into a defender, gets the bucket, and Alaska Anchorage needs time. 5:13 left to play in the ball game. Wolves leading by 4. 75-71 our score here on Woo TV.
The winning ticket number is 866.
75-71 our score. Western Oregon with a 4-point lead over Alaska Anchorage. 5:13 left to play in the second half. Wolves got 17 out of Dalvin Brushear, 14 from Jalen Richardson, and 11 from John Morrow Keeler, who is 1 rebound shy of his double-double right now. All 3 of those players on the floor as we get back to action. Lubaum out there with 6 points, 3 boards, and assists, and Emmanuel Gantz, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. On the other side, Augie Panovich, game high 20 points, 8 rebounds. So Alaska Anchorage not doing a lot wrong offensively. 55% shooting from the field, 50% shooting from three-point range. But have only been able to force 3 turnovers and trail by 4. They do have the basketball coming out of the timeout. They've only got 1 left in this game. Had to burn 2 of the timeouts in the first half. Bevins gets off a 3, can't get it to go. Lubaum pulls it in. Bucket here would be big for the Wolves. Brushear into the paint. We get under 5 minutes left in this ball game. 1 media timeout left. Gantz passes it off. Morrow Keeler gonna get fouled going up. Panovich called for the reach in. 3rd on him. So that sends John Morrow Keeler to the line. He's 1 of 1 at the stripe so far tonight. Western Oregon 7 of 7 as a team. Alaska Anchorage 8 of 8. A couple of sharp shooting teams from the free throw line. First one good for John. Make it a dozen for him. 4 players in double figures for the Wolves. And Morrow Keeler will hit them both. Western Oregon now 9 of 9 at the line. 77-71 their lead. 4.5 minutes left to play. Huge win if the Wolves pull it out. Would clinch a spot in the GNAC championships and would draw them within 1 game of second place. Here's Darius Lubaum. Lead down to 4. Richardson, corner 3, pops out. That would have been a big one. He's already got 2 3-pointers down in this game. Hosley, step back, pass off to Carlberg. Bevins for three. He'll hit it. Eagle Bevins with 18. Seawolves back within one. 77-76 the score. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. Lubom popping it outside for Gantz. Feet underneath Morrill Keeler. Goes to work on Bevins. He is able to lay it up and in over the top of him. John's got 15. Season high in scoring for John Morrill Keeler is 19. Played in his second game of this season. Had 19 against Notre Dame Dannemure. There's a foul called underneath, and that will send us into the media timeout. 3:13 left in this one. Still a long ways to go from both sides. 79-76. Wolves lead by 3 on Woo TV. Three-point lead for the Wolves. Western Oregon 79, Alaska Anchorage 76. 3:13 left to play here in regulation. Both these teams in a lock for fourth place in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference standings. Winner of this game guaranteed a spot in the GNAC Championships. Alaska Anchorage leading by as many as 13. Western Oregon hasn't led by more than 6 in the game. Right now, just a one-possession ball game. That was our final media timeout of the night. Western Oregon putting Morrill Keeler, Gantz, Lubom, Richardson, and Brushear on the floor coming out of the timeout. Free throw is going to be coming for Jack McDonald coming out of the timeout, as he'll have 2 shots after the foul on Morrill Keeler, who picked up his 3rd, and he has seen a lot of time in this one. We have not seen a ton of Cam Cranston in the second half. Cam, I think, in fact, has only had 1 shift in the second half, although he's already got 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. We've seen long break here in the second half of play. So 1 of 2 at the line for McDonald. 2-point ball game, 79-77, our score. Just over 3 minutes left. This game may very well come down to who's got the last possession. We've had 1 tie, 20 lead changes in this game. Richardson driving into the paint, lays it up. Easy finger roll at the iron for Jalen Richardson, make it 16 for him. 81-77, 2-possession lead. Western Oregon more than happy to exchange buckets at this point. Panovich doesn't like his one-on-one. He looks to feed. So here's McDonald. Draws the switch as Panovich goes down. Hosley, quick pass to Carlberg in the corner. Shot clock down to 2. Has to get something up. Carlberg does get rid of it. Catches rim. But Western Oregon a defensive rebound. And I think that will go to Morrill Keeler to give him his double-double. Indeed it is. So John Morrill Keeler, 15 points, 10 rebounds in this game. This will be his second double-double of the season. And a foul underneath. Brushear goes tumbling away. Official gets in between to make sure everything's all right, because they thought a little bit too physical on that foul. Foul's on Carlberg. So here's Dalvin Brushear going to the line. He'll hit the first. 5-point ball game. Second down, and Bruschier now with 19. Those are a couple of big free throws as Western Oregon stays perfect at the line. 11 for 11 from the line now for the Wolves. Their lead has stretched to 6 points. Pass underneath. Panovich has it. Goes to work on Morrow Keeler. Lays it in. 24 for him. And Panovich still has a year of eligibility after this, too. Junior having a huge junior season. He's close to his double-double as well. He just needs 2 rebounds for his. 83-79. Western Oregon with a bucket can put the Sea Wolves in a big spot. Great underneath pass from Ganto Morrow Keeler. Oh, what a feed. Minute 10 left. Wolves trying to hold on. Big block by Morrow Keeler. .22 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time on the possession for Alaska Anchorage. Hosley dumps it up top for Carlberg. Back to Hosley. Goes to work on Richardson. Gets him in the air. Draws the foul. Hits the bucket. Big opportunity to 3-point play. As Hosley will get back to the line.
Move up.
12 points in the game for Tyrus Hosley out of Vancouver, Washington. Now, this is a kid that Cam Cranston's going to have had a lot of experience with. Playing high school ball in the same hometown. Hosley hits it. It's back to a 3-point game. Under a minute left. Anchorage trying for a trap, and they get it. Carlberg has the steal up ahead. Hosley lays it in. Huge steal for the bucket for Alaska Anchorage. All of a sudden, a 1-point game. Not running the full press of the entire court, but it's a half-court trap, and it works out as Bruschier tries to go across it to Lubom and throws it away. Knocked out of bounds, stays on this end. 11 on the shot clock. Western Oregon will inbound it underneath their own hoop. 11 on the shot clock, 29.5 on the game clock. Pass up top. Here's Jalen Richardson. 5 on the shot clock now. Richardson likes the one-on-one. Goes himself. Offensive foul called. Richardson picking up his 4th on the charge. So now shot clock turned off. Alaska Anchorage has 1 timeout. 20.3 seconds left in this game. The Seawolves can hold for a game winner if they want it. And a timeout called before the inbound. So Alaska Anchorage burns their final timeout. 19.5 seconds. They're going to let an 1/8 of a second, or 0.8 of a second, drain off. Full timeout called by the Seawolves, so we'll step aside. 85-84. We got a nail biter at the end of this one here on Woo TV.
Ray is a father, a husband, a soldier, and he recently completed his master's degree online from Western Oregon University. WOU offered what Ray needed to succeed: accessibility, a graduate assistantship, low tuition rates. Whether you're a parent, working full-time, or traveling the world protecting our country, you can finish your master's degree. Western Oregon University online graduate programs, anywhere, anytime.
Nail biter here in Monmouth. Western Oregon 85, Alaska Anchorage 84. 19.9 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock turned off. It'll be Anchorage basketball underneath the Western Oregon hoop. So they have to go the length of the floor, but a chance at a game winner here for UAA. We'll see what head coach Rusty Osborne has drawn up in the timeout. If they want to go for a quick bucket or if they want to just go for a game winner as time expires. It's going to be McDonald for the throw-in. Wolves are going to press. They get it into Bevins. Bevins back over to Hosley. Hosley is able to bring it across half court. 10 seconds left in the ball game. They're looking for the game winner. They don't want any time left. Carlberg, he'll drive now. Goes for the layup. Gets blocked. Loose ball. Gant's got it. And they're going to say a jump ball as Gant goes falling down. A very quick call for that jump. So 2.5 seconds left. No timeouts for Alaska Anchorage. I don't think Western Oregon's going to want to use one here. And the Wolves will use it. So a full timeout taken by Western Oregon. 2.5 seconds left in the game. Western Oregon still up by 1, but an inbound pass for Anchorage coming underneath their own hoop. They'll step aside once again. Finale of this one is next here on Woo TV. One-point ball game, 85-84 our score. Western Oregon leading Alaska Anchorage, 2.5 seconds left. They were able to deny Carlberg on the layup underneath. But then as Gant pulled it in, a jump ball was called. Possession arrow belonged to the Seawolves. So the Seawolves will get an inbound pass underneath their own hoop and a chance at the win. It's McDonald to try and get it in. Carlberg up top. Loses it off to his right. Tries to get something off. Lets it go. They're going to say no shot, and that is the game. Western Oregon able to hold on as they pull out an 85-84 win. A dramatic one here in Monmouth, but the Wolves do get the victory, and they have moved within a game of second place in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference standings. Make sure to stick with us after the ball game. We're going to have John Morrill-Keeler with us for a post-game interview. With the win, Western Oregon moves to 18-7 in overall record, 12-7 in conference play. Alaska Anchorage drops to 18-12 overall, 11-8 in conference action. In the final of this one, 85-84, Western Oregon wins it. We're going to take about a 60-second pause. When we come back, that man right there is going to be with us. Double-double for John Morrill-Keeler. He joins us after the break here on Woo TV.
I've always had a struggle. It's made me strong, made me who I am. I am a student athlete.
It's one thing to say you're an athlete. It's another to push yourself, to improve. I am a student athlete.
I always do more. Eat healthier, dream bigger. I am a student athlete.
I never take winning for granted. Every winner faces failure. I never quit. I am a student athlete.
85-84 final score here in Monmouth. Nail-biters, Western Oregon pulling out the one-point win over Alaska Anchorage. We got the big man with us, John Morrill-Keeler, after his second double-double of the season. 17 points, 10 rebounds in this one. John, this was a tough one the whole way. Talk about how this game rolled out for you.
Really, I think it came down to stops. I mean, they came out shooting threes, firing every three they shot. and we just needed to get out on the three and get stops. That's what it really came down to.
Yeah, they had a really great offensive start to this game.
Yeah.
Western Oregon struggled from three-point range in this one. First 13 got missed in this one. Obviously not the norm for this team.
Yeah.
They're the best three-point shooting team in the conference. Did you guys have a conversation about that in any of the huddles about the perimeter shooting?
I mean, Coach always says at halftime when we're having tough three-point shooting is that they're going to drop. And, I mean, we hit a couple in the second half, which helped us a lot. So
yeah. One of the big ones besides the three-point shooting going the way of Alaska Anchorage for Western Oregon, only 5 turnovers in this game. Only 1 in the first half, just 4 in the second half. Best turnover game as far as keeping them to a minimum of the season. What did you guys do right to take such good care of the basketball?
I think we're all just Coach says we're moving as one. That's what we really strive to be. So if we're moving as one, we're getting stops, moving around, holding the ball like. We're just yeah.
So 6'10", you're going up against the 6'7" Panovich. You got 3 inches on him, but he's a tough post to guard. What was that battle like?
I mean, he like you said, he's a great post. He has a great touch around the rim, knows how to pump fake, use his feet very well.
Yeah, great post.
Very big. So, I mean, you have to do all you got to do is just try to push him out. He's a tough guy to guard.
So a little bit of news, something you guys don't know just yet. You guys get the win here tonight. Western Washington also loses to MSUB. So now all of a sudden you guys are within a game of second place in the GNAC standings. I know you want to focus going from game to game and make sure you're focusing on your next opponent. But as that second seed is still really in the realm of possibility, have you guys talked at all about what the options are for going into the conference tournament and where you could possibly be seeding-wise?
Not really. I think we just came in here trying to get wins, and that's what we're trying to do. I don't think really seeding matters as long as we get into the GNAC tournament.
Yeah, a bye day one sure would be nice, but as long as we're there, getting to Seattle's the important thing. Okay, looking forward to Saturday.
Yep.
Last game of the regular season. Alaska Fairbanks coming to town. This is a team that was able to overcome 16-point deficit and win in Fairbanks when you saw them all the way back in September or in December. That is. Been a long time since you've seen them though. What are the keys to getting a win over the Nanooks?
I'm not really sure. We haven't really talked about it yet, but I know our coaches will grind on it, and when Saturday, we'll know what to do.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about these weeks. You focus on your Thursday game all week, and then you got one day to try and get ready for the Nanooks.
Yep.
Well, John Morrow-Keeler, 17 points and 10 rebounds in this one. Second double-double of the season for him, John. We appreciate the time. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here in Monmouth. 1-point win for Western Oregon as they're able to top Alaska Anchorage in this one. 85-84 the final score. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Coming up next, we've got another doubleheader for you on Saturday. Women's basketball taking on Alaska Fairbanks for Senior Day. It'll be Senior Day for both sides, as the women will go first, 2 o'clock game for that one, then the men going at 4:15 to follow, also taking on Alaska Fairbanks. Western Oregon men's basketball has locked up their spot in the GNAC championships, and they will try for the number 2 seed. If they can pull out a win on Saturday, coupled with a Western Washington loss, they can pull that 2 seed out. Again, final score 85-84. We appreciate you joining us on this Thursday evening. Hoping you can join us again on Saturday for more Western Oregon basketball right here on Blue TV.